Our planet, a vibrant sphere teeming with life, is facing an unprecedented environmental crisis. From the air we breathe to the water we depend on, pollution has cast a shadow over the Earth. Today we embark on a crucial journey to uncover the top 10 dirtiest countries in the world in 2025. Our countdown will be based on factors like air quality, water purity, waste management, and overall environmental health. Using data from esteemed institutions like the World Health Organization and the Environmental Performance Index, we'll delve into these environmental crises. Stick around to find out which country ranks as the dirtiest, and let us know in the comments what you think should be done to fix these issues. Our journey begins in South Sudan, a young nation grappling with the immense challenges of pollution. Emerging from decades of conflict, South Sudan faces a daunting task in managing its waste. Open sewers, a common sight in many urban areas, paint a grim picture of sanitation in South Sudan. Waste often finds its way into rivers and streams, polluting the very lifeblood of the country. The White Nile, a source of life for millions, flows through South Sudan, bearing the heavy burden of pollution. Adding to this environmental crisis is the alarming rate of deforestation. Trees vital for absorbing carbon dioxide are being felled at an unsustainable pace, leading to soil erosion and desertification. The lack of proper sanitation is not just an environmental issue, it's a matter of public health. Waterborne diseases, a direct result of contaminated water sources, pose a significant threat to the well-being of the South Sudanese people. We journey now to Afghanistan, a landlocked nation where pollution casts a long shadow over its people and environment. Decades of conflict have taken a devastating toll on Afghanistan's infrastructure, leaving its cities ill-equipped to manage waste and control pollution. The air in Kabul, Afghanistan's capital, is thick with a toxic cocktail of pollutants. Vehicles, often outdated and poorly maintained, spew exhaust fumes into the air, while coal-burning stoves release a steady stream of smoke. Untreated sewage flows freely into rivers and streams, contaminating the very water sources that sustain life. Respiratory illnesses are rampant, particularly among children and the elderly. In Kabul alone, it is estimated that thousands of lives are cut short each year due to pollution-related illnesses. Our journey takes us now to Sudan, a nation where the relentless march of desertification and the scourge of pollution paint a bleak picture of environmental degradation. Sudan, once home to vast stretches of arable land, is now losing ground to the encroaching desert. Deforestation, driven by the demand for fuelwood and charcoal, is stripping away the protective cover of trees. Khartoum, Sudan's capital, stands as a stark example of the nation's waste management crisis. Mountains of garbage, often left uncollected, litter the streets, creating a breeding ground for disease-carrying pests. The city's sewage system, overwhelmed by the growing population, struggles to cope. Untreated sewage flows into the Nile River, polluting the very source of life for millions. Addressing deforestation, improving waste management, and investing in sanitation infrastructure are crucial steps towards a healthier future for Sudan. Chapter 4: Iraq, Scars of War and Pollution. Our journey through the world's most polluted countries brings us now to Iraq, a nation scarred by conflict and grappling with the environmental consequences of war. Decades of conflict have left an indelible mark on Iraq's environment, from bombed-out oil refineries to contaminated water sources. Oil spills, a tragic consequence of sabotage and neglect, have polluted vast stretches of land and water, poisoning ecosystems and endangering human health. Adding to this toxic mix are the dust storms that plague Iraq, particularly in the southern regions. Baghdad, Iraq's capital, now ranks among the world's most polluted cities, with air thick with a noxious blend of vehicle exhaust and industrial emissions. The levels of PM2.5, a tiny particulate matter that can penetrate deep into the lungs, are alarmingly high in Baghdad. Chapter 5: Chad, a thirst for clean water. Our journey continues to Chad, a landlocked nation in the heart of Africa, where the relentless desert wind carries with it a harsh reality: a severe lack of clean water. Chad, one of the driest countries on earth, faces an existential crisis as its people struggle to access this most basic human need. Water sources in Chad are scarce and often contaminated. Rivers and lakes, already dwindling due to drought, are further polluted by human and animal waste, making them unsafe for consumption. For millions of Cadians, accessing clean water means embarking on long and arduous journeys, often on foot, to distant wells or boreholes. Waterborne diseases such as cholera and typhoid fever are rampant, particularly among children, who are most vulnerable to dehydration and malnutrition. The lack of clean water is a silent killer in Chad, claiming lives and hindering development. Chapter 6: India, a struggle for breath. Our journey takes us now to India, a nation of vibrant colors, rich culture, and a burgeoning population. But beneath this vibrant facade lies a sobering reality. India is grappling with an air pollution crisis of staggering proportions. The air in many Indian cities is thick with a toxic cocktail of pollutants, a visible reminder of the country's rapid industrialization and urbanization. Delhi, India's capital, frequently ranks among the world's most polluted cities, its skyline often obscured by a thick blanket of smog. The Ganges River, a sacred river to millions of Indians, tells a tragic tale of pollution. Industrial waste, sewage, and religious offerings flow into the Ganges, transforming its once pristine waters into a toxic sludge. India's plastic problem is a stark reminder of the challenges of managing waste in a rapidly developing nation. Our journey continues to Bangladesh, a nation crisscrossed by rivers and blessed with fertile land, yet grappling with the suffocating grip of pollution. Bangladesh, one of the most densely populated countries on Earth, faces an uphill battle in managing its waste and protecting its environment. The textile industry, a cornerstone of Bangladesh's economy, casts a long shadow over the nation's rivers. Textile factories, often located on the banks of rivers, discharge untreated wastewater laden with toxic dyes and chemicals into these vital waterways. The Buriganga River, flowing through the heart of Dhaka, Bangladesh's capital, stands as a stark example of this industrial pollution. Dhaka itself ranks among the world's most polluted cities, its air thick with a noxious blend of vehicle exhaust, industrial emissions, and brick kiln smoke. The air quality in Dhaka often reaches hazardous levels, particularly during the dry season when dust and smoke combine to create a thick haze. Respiratory illnesses are rampant, and the city's hospitals are overwhelmed with patients suffering from pollution-related ailments. Addressing this crisis will require a concerted effort from the government, industry, and citizens alike. Our journey now takes us to Pakistan, a nation of breathtaking landscapes from towering mountains to fertile plains, yet grappling with the choking grip of pollution. Lahore, Pakistan's cultural capital, once known for its Mughal-era gardens and vibrant arts scene, now frequently ranks among the world's most polluted cities. The air in Lahore is heavy with a dangerous cocktail of pollutants, a stark reminder of the environmental cost of progress. Smog, a thick haze of pollutants, often engulfs Lahore, particularly during the winter months when cold air traps emissions close to the ground. Vehicular emissions, industrial activity, and the burning of crop residues all contribute to Lahore's air pollution woes. Plastic waste adds another layer to Pakistan's pollution crisis. From bustling cities to remote villages, plastic bags, bottles, and packaging litter the landscape, clogging drains, polluting water bodies, and posing a threat to wildlife. Addressing Pakistan's pollution crisis will require a multi-pronged approach, tackling vehicular emissions, implementing stricter industrial regulations, promoting sustainable waste management practices, and raising public awareness about the importance of environmental protection. Our journey takes us now to Mongolia, a land of vast steppes, nomadic herders, and a rich cultural heritage. But even in this land of open spaces, a silent threat to human health is growing: air pollution. Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia's capital and largest city, stands in stark contrast to the country's vast, sparsely populated countryside. The air in Ulaanbaatar's Jur districts is heavy with the smoke from coal-burning stoves, the primary source of heat for many residents during the long, harsh winters. As temperatures plummet, the air quality deteriorates rapidly, enveloping the GR districts in a thick, acrid smog. The smoke from coal-burning stoves releases a cocktail of harmful pollutants into the air, including particulate matter, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxides. These pollutants, invisible to the naked eye, penetrate deep into the lungs, causing a range of respiratory problems, from coughs and wheezing to more serious conditions like pneumonia and lung cancer. Our journey concludes in Egypt, a land of ancient wonders, but one grappling with the modern-day challenge of pollution. Cairo, Egypt's bustling capital, stands as a stark example of a city struggling to breathe under the weight of its own growth. The streets of Cairo, a chaotic symphony of honking horns and bustling crowds, are choked with traffic. Vehicles, many old and poorly maintained, spew exhaust fumes into the air, creating a thick haze that hangs over the city. As the sun sets over Cairo, another source of pollution emerges: the burning of garbage. In many parts of the city, particularly in informal settlements, waste collection is unreliable or non-existent. The smoke from these fires, laden with harmful pollutants, adds to Cairo's already heavy air pollution burden. The air quality in Cairo often reaches hazardous levels, particularly during the summer months when heat and humidity trap pollutants close to the ground. As our journey through these 10 nations reveals, the fight against pollution is a global challenge, demanding urgent attention and collective action. While these countries face severe environmental crises, their stories are not without hope. Change is possible. Through better policies, stricter regulations, and a commitment to sustainable practices, we can create a cleaner, healthier future for all. Investing in renewable energy, promoting sustainable transportation, and adopting circular economy models are crucial steps in the right direction. If you found this video informative, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content like this. Let us know in the comments. Which country do you think needs urgent action? Together, let's raise awareness and inspire change.